yo empecé a componer Queen of the Murder Scene alrededor del 2017 y tenía como tres canciones que hablaban sobre este mismo personaje que era una asesina.
My blood ain't spilling red, I'm freaking out, feeling for nothing at all. 'Cause I love the dull life cut better. Don't got all my scarlet letters. Don't know what I'm feeling anymore. Needles piercing through my brain. Slowly inflicting no pain. I'm walking roses, but keeping that dust or bones or rust, and we shall start again. Dust to dust or bones or rust, and we shall start again. Dust to dust or bones or rust, and we shall start again. Dust to dust or bones or rust, and we shall start again. Where are you going? Don't trust all that you hear. There's no use in running. It's better to stay here. crazy how much I love you. It's crazy how much I want you. It's crazy. Oh, you don't even know. It's crazy how much I think about you. It's crazy how I can live without you. It's crazy how my love is to grow. I'm a maniac when it comes to you. I'm obsessed with what we both could be. The possibilities. It's crazy how I need to have it. It's crazy, it's enough to have it. Yeah, sure, no whichever. I'll have you someday. I'll have you forever. I know that it was just a mistake, but you don't forget that. Don't forget, yeah, you don't forget. To tell you, to tell me, to tell you that it's alright. When we take another step closer towards demise. To tell you, to tell me, to tell you that it's alright. But we know it is. cannot destroy me. Your eyes, 'cause you can't even see the fact that I just can't be controlled by anything but heresy. You try, I must see no emotion of this deceit for the miracle. You cannot kill a mortal, but it just doesn't apply to me. It just doesn't apply to me. There's something inside from which I can hide. It out at my presence, they laugh when I cry. My eyes act a while, the light is inhuman. I can't feel myself smile. 1, 2, 3, they're coming after me. 'Cause I'm PNYCHTSD. All by 6, you have no idea what's coming after this. Hey, hey, hey! Crimson blood is tattooed on my hand. Baby, just let God why you still have the chance. I already feel the knife in my hands and it won't stop, no, it won't stop, no. Follow to me now. Your time is running out. Follow to me now. Your time is running out. When both of your feet fall on the steps you couldn't climb, I'll be there. I'll hold you on the tape. That's what is mine. You think